gonna go live here.
You're live.
All right, welcome to the Pryor Creek Recreational Center Board meeting, April 5th, 2021. We'll start by calling to order. Item number 2, approve minutes of the March 1st, 2021 regular meeting. Looks like those have been provided for everyone, so we can just review, and then I'll take a motion whenever you're ready.
I will. Mr. Chairman, I make a motion on minutes be approved as presented.
All right, motion's been made by Riff,
A second.
second by Holmes. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Those minutes are passed. Item number 3, petitions from the audience. Limited to 5 minutes within advance reservations. So it looks like we have Mr. Dawson here to speak with us. Yes, please. That way we're live, so that way everybody can hear you.
Okay. I just want to give some insight. I didn't know what all everybody knew about the roof on the chamber or on the rec center. I have some samples here to kind of show the roof type that you have now, some of the issues that are going wrong up there. This is a standing seam type panel. It's supposed to be crimped together by this machine. A lot of the places aren't crimped together. And then this is the actual picture of the rec center roof. A lot of the leaking issues and everything in this area. We did a coating system. Mayor Trammell put it together about 3 to 5 years after that building was built, started having leaks. So we ended up doing a complete coating system. It was a 10-year no dollar limit warranty coating system. And that he was originally wanted to do another 10-year at the end of that 10-year. He liked the idea of having that roof under warranty at all times. And then that warranty came and gone, so it's no longer available. But most of your issues are around the air conditioners. There's low ponding water behind those. The vertical wall where all 3 buildings meet, that's always been an issue. I've probably worked on that at least 10 different times. We finally fixed it whenever we caulked the vertical panels all across there. So you're looking at doing a complete roof system or what you do in the future, there's still some issues. I think some crickets behind the air conditioners and some wall work right in there. That needs to be like water sealed or maybe even painted. That vertical wall where all that meets, it's been an issue, I mean, from day one almost. And I don't think, if some of this stuff isn't addressed, I don't think a $1 million roof's gonna do you any good. And a lot of this stuff could be done, you know, in the next few weeks or something. You could do a lot of these repairs, and even if you do a complete system down the road, this would only help that out. All the ponding water would get, it'd be a cricket in behind there where water comes down, goes around the units instead of just sitting there ponding. Because there's been, I don't know how many leaks in the Boys and Girls Club. A lot of times, almost every time, it's been the units. Like I said, the other biggest leaks are right there where the buildings meet. And the only time it was stopped with the vertical issues. The units up on top, the giant units over by the swimming pool, it's the same deal. They're holding water. There could be crickets made all the way to the wall where water would never stand there or hold there. I know there's some ventilation issues over that entire pool area. If you see that roof sketch up there, there's no ventilation up over that whole area. I know there's some issues that you're looking into, but there still could be some temporary fixes that would help. There's solar-powered vents that would cut a hole in that roof. It would kick on when it got moisture and humidity up in there and actually pull the air out of there. That would help. It's cut down, I think, some of that humidity and things you're getting over the pool. I know it's not a permanent fix, but even if you do some ventilation work down the road, that would still help out with that whole area to be able to air out and not send it throughout the rest of the building. And I can put together all kinds of different things. I just want to kind of get my foot in the door. We used to do a lot of work for the city, and that original coating system worked well. The ice and snow, I think, is a 100-year deal. I don't think it'll ever happen again. It may, but I was in there a few weeks ago after that had happened and didn't see any visible leaks at that time during a rainstorm. It wasn't a huge rainstorm, but it was raining. Didn't see anything else in there leaking at the time. So I don't think that's gonna you know, that's gonna happen to where you have the issues that you did with 81 leaks. So, you know, I'd like to be more of an asset to the city as far as stuff like this goes on. I've been done roofing my whole life. I could come in and help do a scope. I used to do that for Mayor Trammell. Even if I didn't get the work a lot of times, I could write the scope, and I could even look at stuff after the fact. You know, if I'm not even involved in doing the work, I could go in and look at some stuff afterwards. CMS Willowbrook was the general contractor over that system, and then I worked under them. Had a good, you know, good working relationship. I've done a lot of stuff with the city up until, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago. I haven't done nothing since then other than a few repairs, but I just like to be, you know, in on the deal. If you guys have any questions, I can tell you what's up there. I've been on that roof 100 times. You know, if you need anything from me, I'd be, you know, happy to help out. And especially moving forward, I'd like to be in on the deal, whatever I can do to help get it going with a scope or, you know, with some bids down the road as far as doing a complete system on. Because you could even do a 20-year material system warranty where even if I went out of business, my company, GAF, that would back me, have a 20-year system on there. And it would be under warranty for 20 years. So that's something you could look at. Even if it's not with me, you could do at least a 10, but a 20-year would be even better. And when you're doing it, it's not a whole lot different money going from a 10 to a 20. So, I mean, that's something you could definitely look at. But I really believe most of your leaks could be stopped with some repairs. You know, around, just guess, $40,000 range, you could fix a lot of that stuff without getting into the probably $200,000 range on a 20-year system. So,
Okay.
got any questions or anything else on the roof or anything like that, I can be reached, call or email or whatever. If you got anything now, I can answer them now.
I don't think we're not allowed to answer questions during this time or ask questions.
So normally the petitions from the audience is not a give and take presentation. So,
Okay.
But,
Okay.
We
That's all I've got.
appreciate you coming up and giving us the insight, Matt.
All right.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman, as staff, I've asked Mr. Dawson to set up a time when he could take a look at the roof and do another on-site for us, and I've welcomed his input to staff to try and come up with a solution that we can work with. So I thought he had been involved at that point, but I've offered it to him to set up that time and go do that.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Matt.
Thank you, man.
All right. Item number 4, discuss possible recommended council action regarding bids received for a new Cavalier walkway and accepting a bid of $34,827 to Oklahoma Canopies and Awnings and including a bid of $2,313.92 for a brick column wrap for the total of $37,140.92 from PCRC Outlet Capital Outlay Equipment Account 848455410. Other bids received: Ironing Companies, $44,092.27.
Oh, let's see.
Thank you.
Our recommendation is that is the recommendation. We did get quotes from both of those companies. I think they're apples to apples comparison at this point. I think both systems are comparative. They're both a cantilever design, as we've talked about, and our recommendation would be that we move forward with Oklahoma Awning and Canopy. I think that's the official name.
And the additional 2313 is just to tie in the facade with the bricks around the bottom to make it look like.
Yes, this is, I've been in contact with a mason here in Pryor, and he's been giving us some give and take, and he believes that number to be a good number. I want to point out that number is an estimate. It is not a hard bid from anybody other than my staff. But I've mentioned it to the mason, and he thinks he can do it for that or less. So the only thing he wants to just make sure of is matching the brick, and you know, we want to make that clear as well. We don't want that to look like an add-on.
So that's for the brick bid.
Yes, sir.
But the other one is a hard bid.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
So do we have some kind of a drawing as to what this is gonna look like? Or is this, I know we looked at 2 or 3 maybe last month,
The
And,
one you recommended, like Lincoln.
okay,
We decided to
okay.
go with that style, so it's.
Comes
gonna
up
be
one
that.
side and then kind of angles over?
Yes.
Has a little slope to it?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Everything's internal drainage so that it runs down the posts and then it's out to the grass areas. Um, It covers the entire walkway. It does have a slight slope to it. The posts can be picked from their standard color. They come as red iron, but we'll get them painted to whatever colors we want, whether it's the beige or whether it's blue or whether we want to pick another color. But, I mean, it's kind of whatever you want.
Any questions, discussions? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we accept the recommendation for the new cantilever walkway.
All right, motion made by Mr. Riff,
I'll second.
second by Mr. Holmes. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, item number 4, that's passed. Item number 5, discuss possible recommended council action approving receiving funds to the Cherokee Nation in the amount of $15,000 to be deposited in the Pryor Creek Rec Center capital outlay equipment account 848455410 to offset the cost of the Cavalier walkway.
So Janice Taylor, contacted me, well, I actually contacted her, about something else, and while we were on the phone, she mentioned that she would like to help offset the cost for this canopy, that she had read about it in the paper, thought it was a great thing, especially for some of our older members, and so she had some funds and wanted to help, and so, I don't know, it wasn't even 2 weeks later, I don't think, that she brought the check into my office, so, for the process of the city, it has to go before the board and then city council to accept that $15,000, which will be taken off of the $37,000 total.
Excellent.
Very nice.
Mr. Chairman, I just noticed an item, and that we can't receive money into the expense item, but we can receive money into grants and donations. And if we could amend that item, that account number to read 8400004251.
Okay.
Question, if you accept something into your grants and donations, can it be earmarked?
Yes.
Okay,
And, yeah, in fact, yes, it can be. In fact, we encourage it to be.
okay.
So,
That's what I was curious about.
yeah, grants and donations earmarked for that purpose,
Right.
yes. And that'll be notated in the minutes. So that actually becomes the earmark in the minutes. Thank you.
Thank you.
So are there any strings attached to any of that?
Nope,
Nation on the front, on the back. No, just kidding.
nope, no strings attached.
Okay.
So, I believe it came out of their community development funds, I believe is what she said.
Okay.
So,
That's awesome. Any other discussion? So I'll read the motion, I'll read it one more time. Discuss possible recommended council action to approve receiving funds from Cherokee Nation in the amount of $15,000 to be deposited in the Pryor Creek Rec Center capital outlay, or
That needs to,
that'll be
grants and donations.
grants and donations, account number 840004251, to offset the cost of the Cavalier walkway. May I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Mr. Holmes,
I'll second.
seconded by Rebecca Kemp. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Item number 5 passes. Item number 6, discuss possible recommended and resolution of adoption of an outdoor fitness court as part of the 2021 National Fitness Campaign.
Okay, so this is a resolution from the National Fitness Campaign. We applied for the $30,000 grant. We received the $30,000 grant. So we're really excited about that. They're excited to work with us. So this is kind of the first step before we can move forward. So we get it down on paper saying, if you'll take a look at it, I think it was in your packet, but basically saying that we have submitted a grant, we have received that grant, that we're going to secure supplemental funding, and that we will we will commit to construction and launch of the fitness court by the end of the 2021 calendar year. And that it's important to us and our community. So Mayor has taken a look at it, and then if you all pass it, City Council would pass it, and then the next step would be, I actually have an appointment Wednesday to meet with NFC to talk about that next step and going out and asking for those sponsorship money, and they will give us some tools to kind of help us do that, so, but we have to have this piece taken care of first.
So this resolution basically is starting the process.
It's just a standard, yeah, just kind of we're committing to getting this done. If for some reason everything were to go extremely well and we secured funding quickly and there weren't any delays in shipment, we could have it up and running by July 31st. So, that's their timetable, but of course it will depend on, how long it takes us to get the funds and if everything is shipped on time, installation with weather and things like that, but it's very doable to have it up and installed by the end of the year for sure.
Yeah, it's showing here by end of year. That's what's gonna be my question, is if we couldn't raise the additional 50,000 in a number of days or months or whatever's required. And you said by July, but if we couldn't and it ended up being October, November,
it's okay.
December, they would still honor this agreement. Okay.
It's just that was just a kind of perfect timetable that we set, and then we'll see how it goes.
Do we feel like we'll have any issues raising that money?
We have peace about it, we're excited about it, we're ready to go out and get it, and the response so far, just in what little conversations I've been having, has been great, so. Yep. We just wanna make sure we ask right, and we have all the tools that we need, and just so that they understand how great we think it could be, and that we sell that, because I'm very passionate, I think it'll be wonderful.
I think it'll certainly, just based off of just visiting the one in Okmulgee, that ours will be used a lot more appropriately and a lot more frequently than what theirs was.
Yes,
For sure. And a lot of that's based on location, proximity, the ability to manage it,
Yeah, having someone do the programming.
and then all the additional classes that would probably use it on a daily basis, so. Any other discussion or questions regarding this item? If not, may I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion.
Motion made by Rebecca Kemp,
Second.
second by Dick Holmes. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Item number 6 will pass. Number 7, Director's Report.
Okay, just a few things on facility and maintenance. Kelly has started mowing, and we got the mower from the park department, and he got it all ready to go. It took him a little bit to figure it out, but he's buzzing around like like he's been on it forever. We did purchase a push mower and a weed eater through John Deere, and he got a really good deal on those, and they store nicely. We have a little area for him, so he's been able to get some boards and so that he can pull the mower up on the back of the building under the covering back there, so it's not exposed like it has been in the past. So he's got a system down out there, and he's doing a great job with it, of course.
Jessica, can you remind us the savings associated with that?
So we were paying, was it $1,600 or $1,800 a month? So I think it was $1,600. 1680 maybe, yeah, somewhere in there.
Between 16 and 17.
Yes, so that's what we're saving. All our only expense is gas, basically, so, and that's the only thing coming out of that account right now, so it's good.
But we will have maintenance on that mower.
Yes, we will.
Okay.
We will. And Parks Department has offered to help us with that if they can't, then we may need to take it in and get it. And we're probably gonna need to replace it in a couple years. Kelly said it's probably got a couple more years left in it. But we'll have to do blades and all that, but
Okay.
it's wider than we thought, so he was excited about that. I think it's a John Deere, and I think it's a 72 maybe, which is a little bit bigger than what he was thinking.
Pretty good size for
Yeah.
some of those.
But he said it's been running really well for now, so Melton's did come and complete the preventative maintenance for this quarter, and I have not heard back from them, so that's good news that we didn't have any major issues this time. We are looking at getting a handrail on, I know we talked about it during the winter and we didn't do it, but the sidewalk coming down into, crossing over into the building, how it's sloped. Our 9:30 aerobics class, water aerobics class is so large that there's so many needing the handicap spots and they can't get one, so they're having to park up in the parking lot and they're having trouble getting down that sidewalk right there because it is sloped. So Gary Buffington has someone coming out tomorrow to give me a bid on, even if we just do one side, a handrail on one side where they can get up and down that. It'll make it a little bit easier for them and shouldn't cost a whole lot. And then I checked in with Justin at Premier Signs to find out what the update was on our sign. It's supposed to be shipped on April 21st. It'll take a few days to get here, and then they're looking about a week and a half for installation. So we're shooting for the first week of May to have the new sign going. And Mayor has the financial report ready for you all.
I'm also taking your notes for you. So. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Quick report, and fire away the questions if you choose. On page 47, the first page that's on your report is the balance sheet. We're showing $1,379,766.50 in fund equity, total fund equity. If you'll notice on it says balance current rate or the revenue over expenditures year to date, we are in the red, 88,106.65. And there's another page back on the back that I'll address that in more detail. The next page, 48. What we've noticed, this is the revenue page where revenues are reported. What we've noticed is that since we have our new operating system, revenues are being reported a whole lot faster and a whole lot better. In fact, we're showing some revenues now that we were not showing before. So the operating system is working in that regard. The memberships, so for the period actual, that would be the month of March, $13,925.32. That is in the memberships. Also, reporting merchandise sales, the guest passes, doing a good job reporting those, and the swimming lessons. So anyway, I'm encouraged about that. The next page, page 49. Stop me if you have any questions, please. Page 49. Over on the right-hand side column where it says percentage down at the bottom, that 49.3%, that is our expenditures after 75% of the year has passed. And that's encouraging.
So we're at 49.3%.
Correct. Now, there's some outliers that have not been updated, but that's what's on this report. If you'll turn the page to page 50, you'll notice on the aquatic department that on the percentage column, we're showing a 73.4% spent of the budget of that budget, with 75% of the year gone, and on the child watch, 67.1%, spent, and on the fitness department, 54.3%. I don't see any of those expenditures out of range or concerning. That's something that I look for. And anyway, so the management's doing a good job of managing those budgets and trying to stay on budget.
So actually, it would be better than that if it hadn't been for the aquatic repair and maintenance, but that was in the very beginning when we had all the issues.
Right.
So we would probably be running around that 49%
Perhaps,
if it wasn't for that.
perhaps. Page 51, net revenue over expenditures for the period actual, you can see there's $30,064.82 that's in the black of, excuse me, of revenue over expenditures. I think part of that is because our activity is up. We're selling more memberships. We're also selling guest passes. We're also selling the aquatics, the swim lessons and such. And so there's that component. There's also the component that our operating system is now reporting, whereas before it was not. So anyway, all of that is encouraging to me. Do you have any questions?
Looks good.
Thank you, Mr.
Seeing
Chairman.
that we're seeing improvement.
Okay, do the aquatics report. I'll kind of throw some numbers at you that Jackie gave me. And so we went up in our swim parties. Last month we had 2 private. This month we have 5 private. So that's $300 a pop usually on most of those. So, and then our public parties went up to 16. So she's definitely booking those quite a bit. Swim lessons, she's completed 29 kids. She has 41 that she's working on right now. And she's got a waiting list of 17 people trying to get in. So she's doing a great job managing her time. She's staying very busy, but we're mindful to not get the overtime. If she has older kids, she has one guard that helps her and kind of can take 2 or 3 kids. But they're gonna have to wait until we get some of these. And a lot of these 41 are at the end of their 6 weeks and they will fall off and she'll start adding the other kids on. But there's definitely a need here for swim lessons. So we're looking into ways that we can, especially this summer, train a couple of our guards to do those lessons as well. And so we're working on that to make sure we can meet that need. But swim lessons alone have brought in over $4,500 to date. So it's definitely something that is revenue for the rec if we can figure out how to get all those in. The pool is busy. The group classes are great. The swimmers are coming in. And then just in the month of March alone, we sold 547 day passes. So those are people who are just coming in for maybe a party or, just for a one-time thing or for family swim. And so Kelly does a great job of coming in on Monday mornings. He's power washing the deck, they're keeping that clean. Her guards are keeping it clean. They're coming in. They come in 30 minutes before open swim starts or family swim starts, and they're cleaning the sides of the pool and making sure. So they're doing a really good job of keeping everything clean and manageable. Jackie had a great idea this month, the week before Easter, to have an Easter egg hunt in the water. I would have never in my life thought of something like that, but she popped in my office and said, I have an idea. And she did it. And so we charged $5 a head. I think we made $150, but those kids had such a great time, and it's something that we can build on next year. We already have some different ideas on how we can. And we were competing across the street with the big church. Life Church had theirs at the same time that we didn't know when we scheduled it. So there's some things that we'll do different, but it was a great turnout for the first one. I think we had 45 pre-registered, but not quite all of them showed up. And then I've been in contact with the mayor and Frank on the outdoor pool update. So we're just kind of on standby till we get all that worked out and see how we can help with guards when it gets a little bit closer. We probably, regardless, If they open or don't open, we'll probably go ahead and do one more training just to make sure we can get some more guards for the summer, as we'll increase our hours during the summer for our family swim.
On that, is the rec controlling the swimming pool, the outdoor swimming pool?
No, we won't manage it. They're gonna hire a manager. Our part will be to help them get trained and then help them with scheduling, because the guards will rotate between the outdoor and the indoor pool. But if they're at the outdoor, the park department will be paying
Good.
for it. If they're at the rec will be paying for it. So we'll just work together with that manager to make sure.
Okay.
But we will help get them trained, for sure. Because it will benefit us when the outdoor pool closes to be able to hang on to some of those kids if we can, so. Okay, so just some miscellaneous numbers or in the miscellaneous report, some numbers for you. We had 97 new members in March, which is the biggest that I've seen since I've been there. I'm seeing a lot of people who have gotten their vaccines from COVID. They're feeling a little safer about getting out, and so they're coming in and renewing their memberships. And then a lot of them, we're getting a lot from other places in town that their contracts are up, and so they're able to come back. Spring break alone, I added up the passes, which again, thank goodness for this new software, but we were able to see, we had almost 400 weight room passes over spring break. And then, we made almost $400. We made almost $1,200 in the pool over spring break and about $480 in the basketball gym. So we brought in $2,033 spring break week just in day passes. Chelsea came up with the Fit March in Madness challenge or whatever. That made the rec $350. And then we made about $150 with the egg hunt. So we're gonna continue to try to present a challenge once a quarter, an event once a quarter, and now that COVID's letting up, hopefully we can get a little more creative with that and just find those different revenue streams and keep people engaged. Let's see. Speaking of the March in Madness, they're down to the final four, so that's gonna wrap up. There's an Apple Watch up for grabs, and people are hurting themselves to win this sucker.
I made the Elite Eight, but I got
Yes,
knocked out of the
Houston
Final
fell.
Four. But I wasn't moving 95 hours a day either.
It's getting
You just have to
extreme.
move your arm.
They really wanted that watch.
You
I
just
have a
press the
watch. I'm
arm.
like, it works great. I don't.
Oh, it's been entertaining when people come up and talk to me and they're going like this while they're talking to me, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, they're taking steps with their arms.
And getting 100,000 steps.
By moving your arm all day.
Oh, well, I'm interested to see how this is gonna wrap up.
Well, there's four very fierce competitors.
Very fierce competitors, yes. Okay, we did add another class for our seniors. This will be in addition to the silver sneakers that we have. It's gonna be called Forever Fit. And so we have the best instructors, fitness instructors, but they did a survey with all of their seniors to kind of figure out what their class was missing, and so with the feedback that they got, they realized that they could do another class, and so they're doing another class now at 9 before the 10 o'clock. So if they want, they can do both. It'll be kind of like the enhanced fitness class that we had before, but a little different, but they've taken it and they've already got people excited about it. So the new fitness class update just came out today that'll take us through May. And so they're really excited about that. And then Kelly Robertson approached me about, he had talked to the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation about a fishing clinic. And so he put me in contact with them, and we were able to get it scheduled for April 24th. And basically, Oklahoma Department of Wildlife will come to the rec center. They're gonna stock the pond out back. We have a little bit in it. Kelly went out and fished it. There's some perch, but they're gonna go ahead and throw some other fish in it. And they will bring their big truck, and they'll have the rods and reels and all the equipment. It's free for anybody, any age. We did max it at 50 just because it's not a very big area, and we didn't want it to be too chaotic. So it's kind of a first come, first serve. You do have to register online, but it is free. So we're gonna try it, and if it's something that takes off, then we'll do it again.
So now we know what Kelly does.
Yeah. So can you do me a huge favor?
Is he on the zero turn, like casting and mowing at the same time?
He's flipping around.
I want his job.
Yeah,
Got a rack for his tackle box on the mower.
Well, he spent about, I don't know, 20 minutes out there, and then he had a list of all the fish that he requested. I mean, he knew exactly what we needed, and
I
so,
think that'll be a great event.
Gosh,
It's gonna be
I'm
fun.
thinking Kelly sounds underpaid.
yeah,
is
Kelly
what I
does a
think.
phenomenal job. He does a really, really
Sounds
good
like
job.
he's a hard worker.
So, but I'm excited to see, like, the March in Madness was Chelsea's idea. Jackie came up with the Easter egg hunt. Kelly came up with this. Like, that's what it's all about, is the team they're looking for ways now. And they're taking it and they're running with it. So, that's the goal. So we're excited. We're gonna try to bring in as much revenue as we can. Do you all have questions?
The only question I got, and this may be for the mayor, but when the budgeting process, and I'm assuming you're starting to work through that budgeting,
Yes.
on the aquatics, with the amount of expenditures and everything we had there this year, I would anticipate probably bumping that up a little bit next year, or just reviewing it, just kind of see based off what we spent.
Yeah, I'd anticipate that,
Okay.
yeah.
Because that seems to be the one issue that is the constant, I would say, that we've got to always have money ready for,
Yep. Well, and we need to.
besides of the roof.
We've talked about looking into the heater that we have, and its life is coming up in the next year or two, and so making sure we budget for that when it happens, that we're prepared. And Jackie does a really good job of keeping what we have maintained, and Jerome does walkthroughs. He caught a walkthrough one day this past week and caught water going everywhere, and yeah. So, but they do a good job of maintaining what we have and keeping it going. But those things have lives on them that are going to be. But we've already talked about making sure we include that in the budget. And but yeah, we bought chlorine tablets, and they're not cheap.
The pool, I mean, you guys know this, the pool is maintenance intensive,
Yeah.
and it will always be maintenance intensive.
Yeah.
And so, we have personnel who know what to look for, and, we're doing as much preventive maintenance there as we possibly can. So, Brian Moody has, been invaluable
He has.
through time to help us with that.
Yes, he has. Any other questions? No.
You guys are doing a wonderful job.
Thanks.
Jerome, doing a wonderful job as well. I'm looking forward to watching you and Kelly out there fishing.
Is that how you're gonna look if you keep working at the wreck?
Yeah, that's my inspiration. All right, thank you, Jessica. You guys are doing a wonderful job, so we appreciate you very much. Appreciate it. Please pass on our appreciation to your team. And a lot of us see them. I mean, we all work out in there, so we see them all the time, and we're basically just telling them to get to work. You know? We have to be careful in the mornings because we end up not having a quorum. Terry's walking around up there. And usually all four of us show up sometime at the same time, so we have to keep our social distancing. Anyway, so thank you very much. All right, item number 8, any unforeseen business? All right, before we adjourn, I'd just like to say thank you to the board. Thank you for your time and for your commitment to this organization, and I appreciate you guys being here tonight. And with that, we'll go item number 9. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion made by Riff, second.
Second?
Second by Holmes, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, aye. There's no one going to oppose, so thank you.